Welcome to Herald Square. It's right out the window behind me. This is a place for crazed videos that have no general applicability. Everything else here is generally applicable. By general, I mean universal in scope and hopefully true. What I say here is kind of just a bit speculative. What do Christopher Alexander and the late D'Aufrey John, who also had all kinds of other names, have in common? They have in common the fact that, in my opinion, both have more or less made it difficult to be accessed on the internet. And for various reasons, I think in both cases that's unfortunate. Now, let me explain this as briefly as I possibly can. In the case of D'Aufrey John, I'm going to call him that. He had all manner of names. He was born in Queens and as Franklin Jones. He wrote all manner of spiritual books, some of which I think were quite brilliant. But the defect that dogged most of his work, in my view, was the fact that he did not solve the problem of how a spiritual teacher supports himself in a way that was consistent with his teaching. I think that's one way of putting it. In fact, he included in his teaching an erroneous statement, which basically says, if you want to get to reality, if you want to get to truth, I'm the guy. Sorry, that's not true. Nobody's the guy. Even our Lord Jesus Christ is not the guy, and he did not claim to be the guy, in my scholarly opinion. In any case, that ought to get off the track, right? In any case, D'Aufrey John decided before he died that if his words were to be online, that people should pay for them. And what happened was that it resulted in an ultimatum to a website, a web effort to put his words up for free. It resulted in a conflict in which that capacity was limited. Now, Christopher Alexander, in my view, is a key figure, too much ignored. He is the originator of pattern language as applied to building the world. And the book Pattern Language and his other books are beautiful efforts to enlighten an antediluvian and horrendous planning and execution reality that we now can congratulate for having covered the world with sprawl, and having countenanced the automobile as the be and end all, and having otherwise complexified the problem of global survival, let's call it that. So, in the case of Christopher Alexander, there is a pattern language website that does represent his work, but a labor of love that existed to present his work that went by the name of Download, DOWNLODE, org, I believe, was put offline. I don't know whether Christopher Alexander put him offline or whether I don't know who did it. But it was criminal, in my view. I don't mean legally criminal. I mean ethically, aesthetically, a crime against, let's say, a reality. All of us, small and great, who want to say something online, should have the opportunity to do it. And the way I feel that you should do it is to have books and to receive payment for books. But I do not think you should make websites something you have to pay to view. There are various ways to monetize that do not prevent individuals from freely accessing what someone thinks. That's as simple as I can make it. And a place like YouTube accentuates the freedom that exists. I haven't made a nickel from these videos yet, but you know, maybe someday I will make a nickel from somebody clicking on one of these little optional ads. I do that sort of as a matter of conviction. You know, we should get paid in some way. But the notion that in order to get paid, if somebody went through a labor of love to put your thought up for free, particularly if you're dead, it just seems to me to be criminal to frustrate that kind of love. That's it. That's all I want to say from Herald Square.